Welcome to another Slice of Sci-Fi video review. I'm Noah Richman.
And I'm Daren Gulsvig.
And today we're here to talk about Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is a movie by the same director that did the first Amazing Spider-Man film. The director is Mark Webb. And it stars Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker and Emma Stone returning as Gwen Stacy. So the brief rundown on this film is it starts after high school graduation. Peter Parker is struggling to define his relationship with Gwen Stacy. She's the woman that he loves, but her father, on his dying breath, asked Peter to stay away from his daughter. The promise he's made to this dying man to stay away from this girl, and at the same time, Gwen is the love of his life. So you have that, and at the same time, you have Peter is starting to investigate, wondering what the circumstances were surrounding the mysterious disappearance of his parents when he was a young child. Take that and throw in a few subplots that introduce the characters of Electro, the Green Goblin, and the Rhino, and you have the epic storyline that is The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
You don't remember me?
Of course I remember you. You're my eyes and ears. What's your name again? Oh, I do. I know it. I know it. Don't tell me.
It's Max.
Is it Max?
Yes. How could you forget me? You lied to me.
No, I'm trying to help you. Let me help you.
Yes.
So Daren, what did you think of this movie?
There were some parts that, as a comic book collector, that I probably, they weren't true to the source material. You have the origin story of Peter Parker's parents, of course, that was a new concept in the last one. So, but again, I went to this movie expecting little because I wasn't a big fan of the previous one. And I must say that I was really enjoying it. I enjoyed some of the dynamics between Peter and Gwen. It was kind of a little bit of spark between them. I don't know if that's because they really are a couple in real life as of now.
Yeah, I actually would be in 100% agreement with just about everything you just said. Likewise, I was pretty lukewarm on the last Spider-Man film. I thought that it didn't capture the source material very well.
Right.
I thought that Andrew Garfield was too angst-ridden.
Innocuously depressed.
Yes, Peter Parker is a dork. He's a science nerd.
Right.
He's not supposed to be some sexy, tortured guy. And so the last one, he didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. I hated that they felt the need to throw in some kind of conspiracy story about his parents, changing that from the source material. And I thought that the first one seemed too long, and it plotted. This film, I don't know if I just got out of bed on the wrong side when I saw the last one.
Right.
But none of those issues were there for me this time. This time around, I liked Andrew Garfield. I thought he was appropriately dorky and heroic.
Yeah, he was.
I really liked that this was lighthearted and fun. What I liked about this one is it felt like Spider-Man. It really, I would say of the 5 Spider-Man films that have made it to the big screen, this is the one that I actually thought was the best adaptation in terms of capturing the fun of Spider-Man, the feel of Spider-Man, the look of him swinging through the city and the action sequences, but most of all, his quips, his jokes, his one-liners really came through in this much more than any film previous to this. So I was going to skip this movie originally because I wasn't a big fan of the last one, and I didn't see any need to reboot Spider-Man. I thought Tobey Maguire was perfectly fine, even if Spider-Man 3 was abysmal, and I would rather I wanted them to just continue it. So I was very happy to get away from it being a reboot, and I really liked what it captured, the spirit of what it captured.
I was enjoying it. That was until we got to the closer to the end. There were some things that were going on. I was just thinking, oh God, let's let this movie end now. It was, again, to that point, it was feeling really good. I was impressed. I was feeling, and Mark Webb really did this.
Right.
And then it just kept on going.
Right.
I mean,
See, I'm almost tempted to tell people, watch the film through to the conclusion of the Electro story and then get up and walk out of the theater.
Right.
Almost. I'm not going to actually say to do that, because if you do, you will miss some very important plot points for the next movie. But yes, what happens is you have this film that comes to a pretty good, reasonable conclusion, or what should be a pretty good, reasonable spot to end it. And then in the last 20, 30 minutes, suddenly they decide to jam in a whole additional storyline about the Green Goblin and the Rhino.
right. In the back of my mind, at least, I was thinking, oh God, please don't end it this way. The way it seemed like it was going to be a 3-hour movie at that point. It's
Yeah.
like, how can they wrap this all up, include all the Sinister Six? They do show you some things that, that show that they were going to be a future nemesis of Spider-Man. But again, like, the feeling of it was they're bringing these guys in all real fast, and it just didn't feel
Right.
good.
So, in summary, I would say that I would give Amazing Spider-Man 2 overall, in spite of the ending, I would give it a thumbs up.
I don't know if I'd give it. I would say thumbs this in the middle. I would, I just can't give it a complete thumbs up. I just, for me, a thumbs up movie is something that I would definitely want to recommend to somebody.
Right.
And I can't say I totally recommend this to everybody. So.
Right. And for me, it's a thumbs up until you hit about the 2/3, 3/4 mark. And that's our review. Thank you for watching Slice of Sci-Fi.
Thanks.